The view from Center Court at Lockport. This is the Center Court Game of the Week. A blustery Tuesday night in Niagara County brings us another battle of top 10 large schools in Western New York as the undefeated Grand Island Vikings have entered the Lions' Den to put their 8-0 record on the line against the best Lockport squad we've seen in quite some time. Divisional foes within the NFL, this projects to be a preview of the future NFL championship matchup in late February with Lockport and Grand Island, each leading their respective subdivisions in the Niagara division and for Lockport and the Frontier division for Grand Island. This game, of course, will feature star power as well, with both teams led by returning all Center Court talents from the 2024 season, Lockport's Charlie Croft and Grand Island's Jake's Wilkie. This is a matchup I've been counting down the days to, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Folks, I am Center Court, and it's my pleasure to be joined, as always, by the 2017 Coach of the Year, my guy, the colorful Ryan Mountain.
Thank you, Center Court. Like you said, it's a cold, blistery winter night outside, but it's nice and hot here in the Lions' Den. Coached many games in here. Very tough place to come, win a basketball game. Coach Simpson and his undefeated Grand Island Vikings are going to get their toughest test so far this season. If you recall, last year, Grand Island was 9-0, and we went out and did the Center Court Game of the Week at Niagara Wheatfield, and Wheatfield took care of them pretty early. So this is a big challenge for the Vikings. I know Coach Simpson's going to have his team ready to rock and roll, but Coach Gilson is also going to have his team ready, coming off a very tough non-league schedule. The only losses versus Rush Henrietta and
Aquinas in Jamestown.
Three of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, I believe Rush Henrietta looks like the best team in all of Rochester. When we know what we think of Jamestown locally, and Aquinas, always tough.
Absolutely. So I was able to talk with both coaches. First off, Coach Chris Simpson, who's coached in the sectional championship game. He says, number one, they need to play great 2-3 zone defense. They've got to get bodies on Lockport's two big men. They need to defend the dribble handoffs and Lockport's of the dribble handoff game of Lockport.
Dane Brown with the first points of the game for Grand Island.
But also,
Caleb Berry.
But they got to stop the penetration of the guards, and they got to stop the roll of the big men. They need to slow down Mike Griffin down in transition. Offensively, Coach Simpson says they need to knock down their open three-point shots when Lockport is in zone, and they need to make Lockport's big men work when they are in their man defense. We'll get to Coach Gilson's keys for success in a second.
So we just had Jace Wilkie answer the early basket by Caleb Brown with a nice drive through a crowded lane and a fancy finish. Back at the other end, Caleb Berry.
Turnover.
Can't hang on to the handle. It spills out of bounds. Back to Grand Island. What's Coach Gilson looking for tonight?
Well, Coach Gilson, he said defensively their goal is to contain number 10, Jace Wilkie, and number 15, Dane Brown. They need to be there on the catch. What does that mean? That means they need to be working hard on the defensive end of the court, and they need to make those players uncomfortable as soon as they catch the basketball. 2, they need to utilize their size, rebounding on both ends of the court, and they need to be relentless on the boards. And number 3, on offense, Coach Gilson wants patience, but he wants to keep the ball energized. Now, I've never heard that coaching cue, but to me that means he wants to keep that ball moving, and he wants to keep that ball attacking.
So back at the other end there just a moment ago, Dane Brown did a nice job cleaning up a three-point miss that was wildly off the mark, offensive rebound and putback. And an early 4-2 lead for the Vikings. Here's Croft for 3. Knocks down his first attempt from deep.
Yeah, and that was a decent contest by the defender from Grand Island. But Croft, he's seen hands in the face. You got to leave the floor a little bit. Hopefully you get a piece of that ball. Okay, they're denying. They're face denying. Great defense by Mike Griffin, face denying Wilkie.
Brown finds a space to drive, but quick hands poke that ball away at the last second. Out of bounds it goes, staying with the Vikings. Brown's inbound, and there's Jonathan Neville. Sends it to the corner for Fratello, And eventually the reset back up top to the assist and steals leader for the team, Jonathan Neville, a junior. Brown with a three-point attempt. Rebounded Caleb Berry. Back they come. Lockport. Croft on the attack. Dumps it for Berry. Berry draws the contact. He's going to shoot two.
Phenomenal job on the Lions pushing the basketball in transition. That's the best way to beat the zone is to beat it down court in transition before it gets dug in. And I will say Grand Island better improve their defensive transition or it's going to be a long, long night. First thing that I've always done in the season was getting back and cupping the lane defensively.
Berry 2 of 2 on that trip to the stripe. 4 points for Berry. And a 3-point lead for Lockport 3 minutes into the game.
Lockport playing man-for-man defense.
Neville trying to find a pass as he cut inside. It's broken up by Croft. Now Neville closely guarding Croft. Goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Croft has the advantage. Shot misses. Brown's rebound attempt poked away by Maurice Woods. Up top now to Mike Griffin.
Second chance opportunity. Excellent job rebounding the basketball by Woods.
Step back three-pointer by Charlie Croft. In and out. And the rebound for Tello.
Yeah, the Lions showing respect for the Vikings' ability to push the basketball. If you notice, they're jamming that outlet pass, negating an outlet pass. We got a timeout.
30-second timeout. Called by Lockport. We'll stay right here with you.
So I'm sure there's a lot of people tuning in to see both teams, but I know Grand Island has got a lot of love across Western New York for their great play, and a lot of your 5 questions, Center Court, when you ask players what teams would they like to see, a lot of them answer the Grand Island Vikings. So they're getting an opportunity for the game of the week, and there'll be many people who might have had their game canceled tonight due to the weather, tuning in to see the great play of Jace Wilkie, who leads his team in several categories, 196 points. He's averaging 24.5 points a game, 24 steals, 77 field goals. So 3-year varsity player, already amassed 1,000 points. One of the great talents in Section 6.
As we approach the midway point of the opening quarter, a 7-3 lead for Lockport. Working the ball around top, the dump inside to Maurice Woods from Croft. Well defended.
Yeah,
Jay Castiglia got a hand on the ball.
Really good defense there without fouling. That's called brick wall. Exposing that chest, getting the hands behind the ears, showing the official that you're not hacking down on the ball, creating the foul.
Croft for 3 from the corner. Sinks it. 2 of 3 from downtown. Early on, Charlie Croft, 6 points.
Yeah, mix up on defense. Grand Island looking at each other thinking, what's going on? I thought you had him. You better get on the same page or Charlie's going to make you pay.
Castiglia's 3-point attempt doesn't go. Caleb Berry with that rebound. Griffin was going to pull it. His shot doesn't go. Back the other direction is Wilkie.
Timeout, Grand Island.
Grand Island burns their 30-second timeout, so both teams have taken their 30 now. We're down to full outs the rest of the way in the first half.
Yeah, another Viking who's having a nice season. I know you mentioned the assist leader, Jonathan Neville, 36 assists and 24 steals, but Dane Brown was on Coach Gilson's list of players to try to contain tonight. And Dane's hit 17 three-pointers on the season, but he also leads with free throw percentage, hitting 18 of 19 free throws and 46 rebounds. number 15, Dane Brown for the Vikings.
He averages 19.6 a game for the team, 5.8 rebounds a game, as you just mentioned there, a block a game. He's already had a 30-point game, and he's just a sophomore. And anytime you got a guy with his size who can hurt you inside and out and does not miss from the free throw stripe, that's a gift.
Yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind late in the game if it comes down to that foul situation. Man-for-man defense from the Lions. Now, Coach Simpson wants to make the bigs work. So that means he wants to keep them moving.
Croft almost earns the steal. Instead, Grand Island keeps it. Wilkie can't find anybody open as he's working the baseline. Ball stays with Grand Island.
Yeah, Jace got himself in trouble there. He left the court to pass.
Zach Christian coming in now for the Vikings, and he will sub in for Nico Fratello, who gets his first rest about 5 minutes in.
Good scoring opportunity from the baseline. You're going to need some solid screening. As you can see, Mike Griffin face guarding Jace Wilkie. Laid on the pass, wide open.
3-point from the corner by Jake Castiglia, misses. Kept alive, Neville. Here's Christian. His 3-point attempt no good. Back the other way is Mike Griffin. He's moving down the court quickly. Sends the lob up. Boom! Caleb Berry obliges with 2 at the rim.
Excellent pass by Griffin. He saw that. He internalized that as he was attacking.
Right back the other way. There's the answer. Zach Christian from the corner. Splash.
Huge shot by Christian. And the last 3 he took looked good too, center court. We got a foul. Let's see what they call this on. We've got, that's on Wilkie. Officials tonight, longtime official Brian Bryan, and the other official is Jed Jacoby. As center court stated before the game, 2003 state champion for City Honors.
Jed Jacoby's a buddy of mine. He has been for a long time. Somebody I got to know during the Prep Talk blog days early on.
Nice block there by Dane Brown. Left the court to block that 3-point shot of the great shooter.
Nice drive there by Wilkie, trying to finish with the right hand from the left side, and he does not get it to go. Croft steps in, floater. It's money. 8 points early for Charlie, and a 14-7 lead for Lockport, something the Vikings have not seen yet this season. A 7-point deficit at any time this season.
Well, those 4-point swings are not going to help. Wilkie had an easy layup. You've got to convert your inside finishes against this great Lockport as we see an unforced turnover from the Lions. But we say it every week, center court. It's like clockwork, right? You see a missed layup on one end, it always ends up in an inside finish on the other end.
It really does. The high school game does a funny thing that way.
Good patience here from the Vikings, getting a good clean look.
3-point attempt from Brown. Doesn't go. Rebound to Mike Griffin. Here come the Lions.
Yep, and Grand Island is probably not used to seeing this athleticism and length on these set plays.
Croft's post-entry pass is stolen, so he steals it back and says, give me that. I want the ball and I want the basket. 10 points now for Charlie Croft. 10 of the team's 16. It's a 9-point lead for Lockport. And now Grand Island settling for less than good shots. Dane Brown cleans up that miss, gets the bucket.
Huge play by Dane. That was a 1-on-3 rebound. Coach Gilson not happy with the defensive block out there. A much-needed extra shot for Grand Island, keeping him in this first quarter.
Croft steps in, backs himself out quickly. Now Woods comes up for the screen. Step back Charlie. Misses that. Rebound Petricone and the putback.
Yeah, not a good enough effort there by the Vikings on the defensive block out. But the previous possession, that not only does Lockport have the defensive positioning, but they've got the length and the agility to get in those passing lanes. You really have to be disciplined if you're the Vikings. You take care of the ball.
Wilkie guarded up top by Mike Griffin as the final seconds tick down in the opening quarter. 4 seconds left. Wilkie gets a step, pulls up. Can't get that to go, and that's how the opening quarter ends. Lockport doubled up, and Mike Griffin, comes
came
down
down
hard,
and
twisted an ankle, so that'll be something to monitor as we head toward the second quarter. We'll be right back here. Center Court Game of the Week brought to you by Empire Electric.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
Education has power. Binghamton University students discover it, apply it, unleash it. Unleash your education today.
Back at the Lions Den, Lockport leading Grand Island 18-9. It's a Center Court Game of the Week brought to you by Empire Electric on Western New York Athletics in the view from centercourt.com. Grand Island facing an early 9-point deficit here.
important possession right here for the Vikings. Jace Wilkie starting the quarter on the bench, getting a little breather.
Christian's three-point attempt misses. The guys go down on the floor. We've got a jump ball situation. Possession going to the Lions.
There's a lot of people out there tuning in to watch great player Charlie Croft. He's leading the team in free throws, 23 of 26 free throws on the season. 160 points, 17.8 points per game, 79 boards, 42 assists, and 20 steals on the season.
Drew Petricone with a nice pass inside. Caleb Berry, easy finish. Not Drew, Javante.
Right now, Grand Island has to understand that the next open player is the player that needs to get the basketball, because this defense from Lockport is dug in. They're working hard. They've got, look at the length out there when they get those arms out center court. There's no passing lanes, so they're going to have to work hard. That's a nice play right there.
That sure was. KJ Wilkes gave it right back to the cutting Neville.
Yeah, that's perfect example.
Himself a trip.
Sorry, center court. Perfect example there of setting each other up. And that's exactly what I was pointing out is I believe this is Jace about to check back into the basketball game as he got a little extra time to get some extra hydration, settle himself down a little bit.
And now Dane Brown gets his first rest.
And Center Court mentioned earlier in the broadcast that this is a possible matchup for the NFL championship. A few years back, they went to a large school NFL, small school NFL. The athletic directors voted on that. And then last year, Niagara Falls went independent. So that took the league from 9 teams to 8 teams. And conventionally, typically, if you have 8 teams, you just play everybody twice. But for some odd reason, the ADs in the league decided to stick with the large and small, which unfortunately sets up a lot of non-league games. So they still play the large school versus small school NFL championship.
Rejected, Caleb Berry.
Substitution coming in for Lockport. Noah Bowman.
Nice shot from the corner. That's Jake Castiglia.
Well, one thing that Grand Island has come in with, Center Court, is confidence. They are not shy for letting it fly, and they've had a lot of shots go in and out. So those three, they continue to hit those threes, they will stay in this game.
Nice rebound inside. Maurice Woods doesn't get the shot to go, but he earns a trip to the free throw line.
And the Vikings earned that foul. That was a good, clean basketball foul, but also negated the and one. If you're going to foul and you know you're committed and that's your only result, you have to make sure that that offensive player doesn't hit that inside finish. Make them earn 2 from the line.
Woods gets his first toss to go.
Some good games last night, Center Court. Where were you at?
Last night, I stayed local to my living region, went to MST at Wilson, and got to see a nice overtime game. Got to see a junior, Aiden Newman, drop a 40-piece on MST. 40 points. He was on fire. He was feeling it. And Ryan Huff, another junior, couple big dunks on steals that he earned for himself. But MST's got a nice team.
Nice. I stayed home and watched an excellent game between Williamsville East and Amherst. That the JV game ended on a last-second 3, and at halftime of the varsity game, player threw it in from 3/4 court on a buzzer beater, and then Amherst hit the buzzer beater. I sent you the video. I was hoping you were going to tweet it.
Nice baseline finish from Jace Wilkie.
Really nice offensive execution there. Caught Lockport on the backdoor finish, and Wilkie went off strong off of 2 feet in traffic. Grand Island looks like a possible triangle in 2. I'll have to check that out next time. Tiger the call from longtime assistant coach Kevin Kulikowski from the Grand Island bench.
This might be a play he ripped off from Amherst. Step back, Wilkie.
Yeah, again, more great offensive execution for the Vikings, getting a clean look for their best player.
Barry gives it to Charlie Croft, 3-point attempt, misses. Rebound Wilkes, back come the Vikings. Neville to Wilkes. Wilkes drive under the basket, finds Wilkie. Ball ends up on the wing for Neville. Nice dish inside. Wilkes couldn't handle the pass, and it turns over into the hands of Croft. Now look at the defense by Neville. He's done a nice job so far, trying to stay in front of Charlie Croft.
Great hands up top.
Christian gets the ball to the baseline to Barry, but Barry steps out. Turnover.
And just an update on star player Mike Griffin. Mike is not on the bench. He is being treated by the trainer behind us. Looks like he's tightening his sneaker back up.
He's lacing him up. That's a good sign.
Yeah, hopefully we can get Mike back in here because the Lions are going to need him tonight. An outstanding defender and outstanding 3-point shooter.
Three-pointer, that's Zach Christian, and that's his second splash of the game.
Yeah, Zach
We've got a 4-point game. Nice job working themselves back into the game by Grand Island.
Yeah, excellent composure from the Vikings. Worthy of that undefeated record that they have.
And there's good on-ball defense from Dane Brown, almost getting the turnover. Cameron Rodriguez gets it down low to Croft. Croft, nice spin move. Stays with it, gets his own rebound, still can't finish. And here comes Wilkie. He doesn't have numbers, but he picks up the foul call on Devontae Petricone.
Yeah, center court going back to Zach Christian, who has hit the 2 huge threes. He comes into the game only hitting 5 threes on the season, averaging 5.8 points a game. So in a big game, you need everybody's contribution. And right now you're seeing good balance from the Vikings, whereas Lockport seems to be scrambling a little bit without their great player Mike Griffin.
3-point shot is third of the game. Zach Christian, and that's what you're going to need to stay undefeated and come into the Lions' Den and win a game like this, is you're going to need an unexpected contribution, and so far they are getting a nice one from Christian.
No question about it. But can they sustain it? There's the dribble handoff. They're going to switch that. Coach Simpson had that at his keys to success. You got to hold the great seal and bury there by the great low post player Maurice Woods.
And a nice job by Petricone to send him that ball. It's one of the things that Lockport does really well is they make it a point to feed that post. You know, you've got the gift of 2 big men, and how many teams in the area can boast that?
Yeah, and if we remember from the Jamestown game, not only does it break down the defense, but you're also they play very well together, the 2 bigs from Lockport. They look for each other.
Yeah, they sure do.
See, there it is, high-low. Great
Barry
seal and
into
Barry.
Woods, and Woods going to the stripe.
Yeah, excellent footwork by Woods, an old-school post player, if you will. Kind of reminds me of the great center from Williamsville South 30 years back, Andre Graves.
I thought you were going with the Chief, Robert Parrish.
That's the first.
Well,
Number 14, KJ Wilkes.
I'd say more Moses Malone than the Chief. Okay, we've got Wilkes coming in. That is a name that's been consistent with the Grand Island Vikings program for many years. Father is Jeremiah Wilkes, Cheektowaga Central grad, 1995. Also a star player for Burgard and Niagara Community College.
3-point game now, 2:39, and we've got a timeout called by Lockport. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in the Lions Den for the Center Court Game of the Week from Empire Electric.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
Education has power. Binghamton University students discover it, apply it, unleash it. Unleash your education today.
We are back at the Lions Den, listening to Pure Water by Migos. That's a good track. Lockport with a 3-point lead over Grand Island, 24-21.
Yeah, both teams are prepared. Both teams are playing with tremendous
Nice
passion.
defense by Maurice Woods. Builds that wall and takes that ball.
Yes, great technique by Woods. Taking away all shots without fouling. They're looking for the high-low again. They got a mismatch.
Nice pass inside to Woods. Nice rejection from Jace Wilkie.
Phenomenal piece of officiating there. 9 out of 10 officials would have called that second foul just because it looked like a foul, but that was all leather.
That's Jed Jacoby.
Okay, we got Dane Brown back in the game. Great minutes there by Wilkes, but the Grand Island coaching staff understands that Lockport has seen a mismatch inside, and they're looking to exploit it. So Grand Island coming back with a little bit more length. A little quick there on that shot.
Here comes Charlie Croft. He had a nice start to the game, 10 points in the first quarter. He has yet to put it in the basket during the second quarter. Guarded by Neville.
Well, also Lockport's attack has changed, more to an inside post attack. And that's good, smart basketball, and that's a great player will say, hey, listen, it's about what the team needs, not about my individual scoring. So if we can get the mismatch inside and continue to attack the gut of that Grand Island defense, sooner or later they're going to have to suck inside, which is going to open up my threes from the outside.
Rodriguez with a nice post-entry pass to the mismatch.
Much better
scored right back the other direction. That is Castiglia.
Yeah, excellent job. Much better three-point there. The ball moved side to side. An extra pass for a wide open look in the corner. We almost got a steal. Great hands. Grand Island's woke up on the defensive end. They're here to compete tonight, Center Court, and that's why we chose this game. We knew they would. Get those hands up in the passing lanes on that inbound pass. Ooh, Wilkie just got away with a foul. And
Rodriguez gets that poked away. Ball's going to stay with Lockport.
yeah, Cameron Rodriguez is doing a nice job. He's getting a few extra extended minutes due to the injury of the star player Mike Griffin. And he's coming in, and that's what you have to be every night. You have to be ready mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually ready to help your team play.
And there's the double now. Comes to Woods on the perimeter, but he gets it open. Wide open, Caleb Berry, his second one of the game. Boom.
Phenomenal pass there by Woods. Over 3 defenders from Grand Island. Coach Simpson can't believe it.
Someone's got to be open when you're triple covered.
Well,
To the corner, Castiglia wide open. A little strong on that. Rebound Berry, and here comes Lockport. Petricone to the corner. Rodriguez. Berry handoff to Croft.
Wilkie is
Guarded
getting
by
sloppy.
Wilkie.
Box out on the weak side.
And Wilkie now coming away with
5
it off
seconds.
charge in the other direction. Final seconds of the half. He gets the whistle.
Okay, nice way to attack there from the Vikings. I will say this, center court, on the offensive end, Grand Island is getting these open 3-point shots because while we have a mismatch down here from a size disadvantage from the Vikings, that could be an advantage on the offensive end because the bigs from Lockport are struggling to get out on those 3-point shots. So there is size in basketball that could be an advantage, but there's small ball, which can also be an advantage. Quickness on the offensive boards, quickness from the perimeter, getting out for a 3-point shot. 2 huge free throws there, or 1.
And that's how the first half's going to end. Lockport with a 4-point advantage. Lockport looking inside to the big guys during that second quarter. All points came in the post or at the free throw stripe. Nice job by Grand Island getting right back into this one. Pair of threes by Zach Christian, another one by Jake Castiglia, 5 points. We are going to take a break for halftime, and we'll be back here in a few minutes to talk about the first half and give you all our thoughts. Center Court Game of the Week brought to you by Empire Electric.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Just results.
Your life can change in an instant after an injury. You need a trusted partner at your side. Hi, I'm Dan Chacha. At Dan Chacha Injury Attorneys, we're here to help you navigate the challenges you'll face. Our dedicated team fights tirelessly for your rights, ensuring you get the compensation you deserve. Don't worry, Chacha's got you. Call Dan Chacha Injury Attorneys today for a free consultation. Your injury is our priority.
Call 648-3030. Just results.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight. WNYathletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes. Western New York Immediate Care. Since 2005, our hometown urgent care walk-in clinics have been committed to providing the highest quality urgent care for the Western New York community, with 4 convenient locations in Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, and Orchard Park. We are open every day, including holidays. Walk-ins welcome or reserve a time. We have on-site labs and x-rays, and you'll always see an in-person provider. Visit WNYimmediatecare.com.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com.
Seek your next adventure. Make your next memory. Explore your next connection. What will you do next?
Were you injured in a car accident? Or were you injured on the job? Don't wait. Call your patient coordinator, Tom Prince, at 716-771-9690. One of the hardest things to do is to find a physician that accepts no-fault car insurance or workers' compensation insurance. Let your patient coordinator help you find the physicians that can get you on the road to recovery.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Hey, we're back. Lockport's Den, Lions Den, inside Lockport High School. Center Court Game of the Week, brought to you by Empire Electric. Lockport enjoying a 4-point advantage, 28-24 over visiting Grand Island, the undefeated 8-3 Vikings. First half, we got some scoring updates. Charlie Croft, all 10 of his points in the first quarter. 10 points also for Caleb Berry, couple dunks. 6 points from Maurice Woods, all in the second quarter, and a bucket from Devontae Petricone. For the Vikings, Zach Christian, 3 big triples off the bench for 9 points. 5 apiece for Jake Castiglia and Jace Wilkie. 4 points, Dane Brown, and a free throw from Jonathan Neville. Coach, what do you got?
Well, for Lockport, if we're revisiting Coach Gilson's keys for success, defensively their goal was to contain number 10, Jace Wilkie, and number 15, Dane Brown. For the most part, they've done that. The only problem is the Vikings, other players contributing above what they're used to. So that's a good sign for the Vikings. Also, Coach Gilson wanted to utilize their size rebounding on both ends of the court, and I believe they've done that. And on offense, Coach Gilson wanted to be patient, but he wanted to keep that ball energized, and he's done. I think Lockport's done a phenomenal job generating great shots for their offense, but the Vikings have done a great job as well, making them earn everything. For Grand Island, Coach Simpson, he wanted to play great defense. He hinted to the 2-3 zone, but they've played a little bit of man. He says they have to get bodies on Lockport's 2 big men. I think that needs to be improved if Grand Island's going to come out of here with an upset, somewhat of an upset on Lockport's home court. Defending the dribble handoff, they've done a really, really good job of that. And they also need to slow down Mike Griffin in transition. Well, unfortunately, Mike's transition was slowed down by an injury. Offensively, Coach Simpson says they need to knock down their open three-point shots when Lockport's in zone, which we have not seen any zone from Lockport yet, but they had to make Lockport's big men work when they were in their man-for-man defense, and they certainly done that, and they've made Lockport's bigs pay for sagging off and giving open shots. So both these coaches have their teams prepared. These are 2 longtime coaches that are not only great coaches but great men. 2 guys that parents should feel very confident that their boys are playing for, because they're learning stuff on the court and off the court for life. Both have made it to sectional championships, and both are pretty confident that this could be a year where they could possibly hang a banner in their gym. So sit back and relax. We got basically a 4-0 game here.
Second half underway. Jonathan Neville for the Vikings gives it to Wilkie, back to Neville. Wilkie now picked up by Cameron Rodriguez up top. Mike Griffin never did return to the game for the Vikings, and that's why Cameron Rodriguez starts the second half off for Lockport. And Rodriguez with the foul call there.
Yeah, and that is a challenge by Coach Gilson and his teammates. He's guarding one of the toughest scorers in Western New York, and he's just not going to get those points on his own. The Vikings are going to do a good job getting Jace open.
Drive inside, Dane Brown. Shot misses. Lions ball. Yeah, the loss of Mike Griffin for the Lions. That's 16.9 points a game. He's a second leading scorer on the team, so it is significant. It's a lot of points to leave on the table.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Mike's coming out of the locker room now on crutches with an ice pack on, so that'll be the end of Mike Griffin's night tonight. It's unfortunate. I know he was looking forward to the matchup defensively.
Nice rebound, Drew Petricone. Devontae, I called him Drew twice tonight. My apologies, Devontae. That is the second score inside from Devontae Petricone.
Yeah, and that's Devontae's game. He might not get all the shot opportunities, but that's what a great basketball player will say was, you know, hey, you guys take all the shots you want. I'll create my own shots by going after the offensive board. And any good coach will say, hey, listen, you get an offensive board and you got to put it right back in. You're just as valuable to the offense as someone we're setting set plays for to create shots for.
Baseline inbound. Dane Brown gets it in up top. Neville. And Kraft follow him around. From the corner, Fratello doesn't draw anything.
Yeah, nice defense there from the Lions. Here's the dribble handoff. They switch it. Now you seal and bury. That's good old-fashioned basketball.
Sure
right
was,
there.
and a nice bucket from Maurice Woods.
So in a sense, a DHO, a dribble handoff, is a pick and roll. And you could the big can either roll the basket or they can pop out for the three-point shot. And with Woods, we know that's always going to be a roll.
So it looks like Wilkie will get a trip to the charity stripe as he is fouled on his drive into the lane.
Yeah, and Jace has made a commitment to putting that ball on the floor and trying to break down the gut of that defense with the dribble. And he has not had a good night shooting from the free throw line. I know that's his second miss. And he shakes his head. He's not happy with himself. I'm going to go on a limb here and say he knocks this down, nothing but net. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Jace. Great hustle there from the Vikings.
Broadcaster jinx, courtesy of the Coach Mountain.
Important part of the game here for the Vikings.
Three-point attempt off the glass. Count it, it's good. That is Noah Bowman, the junior.
And we go into players contributing for the Vikings. How about Noah Bowman? He was 0 for 1 on 3 for the season, and he says banks are open.
Kraft with a steal. One of many statistics Charlie thrives in for the Lions. Averaging 2 a game along with 4.7 assists, 8.8 rebounds, 17.8 points, a little of everything from the junior.
Yeah, and I know Coach Simpson, he's thinking about a timeout there. I think if the Lions would have scored, he would have had to burn one. Because they're a little out of sorts on both ends. Some contact there.
Nice drive, nice finish, Jace Wilkie.
And there's a timeout from Coach Simpson. I could sense it. Excellent timeout. They get the basket. He gets a substitute. Wilkes coming back into the game for a little energy and effort. One thing I'll say about the Vikings at this point, center court, is they've got to pick up their intensity. Because right now it's a 9-point game with 5 minutes to go in the third. So you got about 13 minutes left in this game. You have to think there is no tomorrow. You got to play as absolutely hard as you possibly can if you're going to come out of here with a win. Because Lockport is not going to go away. They're going to continue to be relentless on the offensive glass. And if you're not playing as hard as you can with proper technique, you're going home with a loss. So right now, that's what I'd be challenging the Vikings on doing, is playing harder.
A 7-2 start to the second half for Lockport, and what is always an interesting part of the game, the first 4 minutes of the second half. So far, it's favoring Lockport.
Yep. And Lockport traditionally wins that first 4 minutes, I know from experience. Always a good third quarter team. Okay, set play here, a little screening action by the bigs. Coach Simpson wants a 5-second call.
Croft, nice defense again by Jonathan Neville. High post pass out.
3 seconds. Okay, excellent defensive position. So what did we center court? Grand Island heard the challenge. They need to play harder. They just did. They stole possession. Now let's see if they can answer on the offensive end.
Christian to the corner, KJ Wilkes, and he took an extra step.
Yep, and that's a tough one because JJ's trying to do the right thing, but what he did is a shot fake and a jab step all together. So,
nice steal, Neville in the backcourt. Stole another possession. Now they're going to try and get points out of this one. Wilkie drives in, gets the step he was looking for, can't get the finish, but he's going back to the line where he missed a pair last trip. He's going to try and atone for that right here.
Yeah, and Jace had the early drive, but he pulled it out, read the defense, understood that he had someone on him that he felt he could beat, and really nice attempt at a left-handed finish through the brick wall of Maurice Woods, and Maurice turned. And that's why Wilkie shooting 2. Now there was that nothing but net free throw that I...
First one was good for Wilkie, who averages 24.5 points a game for the Vikings. Scored a career-high 32 to start the season in a great game against Williamsville North.
Yeah, and that's always a good sign for a great scorer. They get to the free throw line with a couple of good clean strokes.
Bowman's three-point attempt, no good.
And that was
rebound, KJ Wilkes. And Brown in transition gets his trip to the line.
And that was Neville down here, getting down inside, under the basket. Shortest player on the floor, but he's the one that knocked that ball out of the Lockport player's hand to get the defensive board for his team. So a good example of don't let what you can't do get in the way of what you can do.
Something that I've noticed just watching Grand Island a little bit this year is Jonathan Neville's a tough kid. He's a gritty little defender, tough kid, and likes to mix it up.
Yeah, he's only averaging 3.8 points a game, but that doesn't matter because he leads the team in assists, like you said earlier, with 36, and he's tied for steals with 24. So anything he can do to help his team. Right now he's face guarding the great scorer, Charlie Croft. He wants to be on the line, up the line, negating that pass.
Lockport passed out of that double, but the ball gets away, steal, and back to the Vikings, to the corner. Christian, he had 3 go down already. That one doesn't go. However, that ball was tapped out of bounds by Maurice Woods, so it's going to stay with Grand Island.
Yeah, and Grand Island aggressively going after the offensive board, earning an extra possession. Coach Simpson calls a play. Wilkie doesn't want it. He's got one-on-one here. He wants to attack.
Ball gets poked away from Woods after he rebounded it. Neville sends it to the corner to Christian. Now Christian guarded by Barry, lucky to get rid of that. Wilkes sends it up top. Jace Wilkie looking to make a move. Passes it back over to Jonathan Neville. Complete reset here. Now there's a handoff to Wilkes. 3-point attempt. Catches back rim. Rebound Bowman.
Yeah, nice defense there from the Lions. Played defense, solid defense for 35 seconds on that extra possession for the Vikings. Second foul on Neville. He's grabbing the jersey there. That's usually a sign of fatigue. We'll see if Coach Simpson gets him out, maybe with a minute to go, give him a little rest for the fourth quarter.
It could be a sign that he wants to be an officer of the law someday, because I see them stand like that often as well.
Well, he's wearing the right colors. Ooh, great cut.
Wilkes comes away with that possession. Ahead now, Zach Christian. Splash! His 4th of the game. Zach Christian from downtown, and it's a 2-point game. Nice job battling back from down 9 here by the Vikings. 7-0 run.
Big call here. That is a delay of game warning. Is this the second or the first? Because if it's the second, that's a technical foul. But going back to Zach Christian, what is it, Center Court? When we get the game of the week, all of a sudden someone comes out of the woodwork banging threes.
You know what it is? It's us.
I know what it is.
What else could it be?
He woke up this morning and had a vision and says, everything I throw up is going to go in. And good for Zach and very good for the Vikings. Ooh, look at this defense.
3-pointer Rodriguez. Almost gets it to go, but possession kept alive by Woods, and now he earns a trip for 2 free ones.
Yeah, good for Rodriguez letting that fly. He's worked hard tonight on defensive end. He's earned that opportunity.
Yeah, and the shot was there. I mean,
that was the second, almost the second bank 3-pointer. Number 11 for the Vikings coming in.
Was not expecting the bank to close. It was open just a few minutes ago.
Jake Castaglia coming in. Hit a couple big threes early in the second quarter. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to get those feet set and let it fly again. Right off the bat with a defensive board. That's what you need from your reserves. They got to come in and change the game. Every minute counts. Don't count the minutes, make the minutes count. Here he is. Boom.
And that's Jake Castiglia from the corner. And we got a tie ball game. We're right back to where we started.
And that is not easy to do, to come right off the bench after sitting and let it fly and hit nothing but net. Good for that player, keeping himself prepared.
So it has been a 10-1 run by Grand Island. Make it 12-1 as Wilkie glides in for the easy 2. 11 points now for Wilkie, and there's the lead for Grand Island. And they are fired up.
Full timeout by the Lions. And we're going to go ahead and stay here.
And we're going to take a quick break is what we're going to do. Heidi's giving me the sign. We'll be right back in about a minute.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
Education has power. Binghamton University students discover it, apply it.
Heidi took us away, but now she's let us come back to broadcast some more. Back for the Center Court Game of the Week inside the Lions Den at Lockport High School. The undefeated Grand Island Vikings are on a 12-1 run, and they have battled back to take the lead here at Lockport, and that's why we are here, excited to see how the final 9.5 minutes play out. Steal Dane Brown.
And right off the bat, Lockport comes out with a very lazy interior post feed to Caleb Berry, who was not prepared. So,
corner three. Dane Brown misses that shot. Rebound, Caleb Berry. Here comes Croft. He had 10 points in the first quarter. It's been quiet from Croft since. That shot misses. Rebound, Bowman taken away. Neville. Woods gets down on the floor. Keeps the ball in the possession of the Lions, and a foul on Wilkie.
Yeah, there was an opportunity right there on a loose ball, and Jace came hard down on top of the ball, hacking down. You want to come from the side, okay? So for your young players, if you come down hard on the ball, a lot of times you'll get a foul call because the ref, it just looks like a foul. So you want to come from the side, hopefully deflect the basketball off the player, and then retrieve the loose ball or have a teammate retrieve the loose ball. Yeah, and Grand Island got caught there with their backs to the basketball. You got to be in good defensive position against the Lions, pointing at both your man and the basketball. You cannot lose sight off the ball.
That's the first foul of the game called on Dane Brown, the team's fourth. Croft shooting two.
Zach Christian checking back in the game for the Vikings, looking to hit his fifth three-point shot. And I'd say Coach Simpson's done a nice job rotating tonight, keeping players fresh, keeping players mentally prepared to come in and contribute.
Too good of a job KJ Wilkes thinks. He said, Coach, I just got in the game.
Little offense-defense early or late in the third quarter here. 40 seconds on the clock.
Wilkie steps back after driving in on Rodriguez. Can't get that shot to go. Rebound. Bowman.
Yeah, tough shot there because now Lockport can hold for one. Jason.
Shot clock is off. Tie game.
20 seconds left. Coach Gilson wants a high screen. Looks like it's going to be a double screen. Nope, single. There's your roll. Two bigs for the offensive boards. 3 seconds on the clock.
Croft's attempt from long misses. Rebound Brown ahead to Wilkie at the buzzer. A little too strong off the glass. We are knotted up. 38.
Western New York.
CENTERCOURT Game of the Week. What more could you want? Right back to see how it finishes in just a moment.
Western New York Immediate Care. Since 2005, our hometown urgent care walk-in clinics have been committed to providing the highest quality urgent care for the Western New York community. With 4 convenient locations in Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, and Orchard Park. We are open every day, including holidays. Walk-ins welcome or reserve a time. We have on-site labs and x-rays, and you'll always see an in-person provider. Visit WNYimmediatecare.com.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Wait, Coach Ryan Mountain, what do you got here? What do we need to look at for the finish?
Well, if you're Lockport, can you come together without your second leading scorer, Mike Griffin, who's been out of the game since at the end of the first quarter on the last buzzer-beating shot? Can you come together as a team on your home court, face the adversity, and get the job done at home? If you want to be a championship team, that's something that you got to commit to. For Grand Island, there's no pressure here. You're on the road. You're the smaller school. You're undefeated. You're hoping this game makes you better for the long run. But can you play disciplined basketball together and understand that you're playing against a much bigger school, and it's going to take everybody?
We'll take this pause in the action to remind everybody what makes this broadcast possible is the sponsorship of Empire Electric and the kindness of Tony Pulvereni, who owns Empire Electric. You need an electrician, call Tony at Empire Electric. And, of course, Western New York Athletics and our leader,
jump ball,
Frank Wolf, who is back at Command Center right now watching over us from the control station.
Excellent defense there from Grand Island. Another fine example of brick walling. Arms up, chest extended, hands behind the ears, complete verticality after Lockport got an offensive board and baseline out of bounds opportunity. Good motion offense here from the Vikings, committing to each other. Hold. It's going to be baseline out of bounds underneath. This is a really good opportunity for Grand Island to get a perimeter shot because those bigs are going to be inside protecting the basket, and they have not gotten out on the three-point shooters. Oak's got to go to rotation. Oh, that's an oldie but goodie.
The inbound from Wilkie to Castiglia, just missing on that shot.
That is an old baseline out of bounds play that probably dates back to the 40s and 50s. I love it. It should have been converted. Right-handed layup. Unfortunately, the Vikings couldn't get it done, but they steal the possession here.
And Wilkie delivers the two. Lead back in the favor of the Vikings.
And a little full court pressure here.
Almost a backcourt steal by Wilkie.
Love the
nice job hanging on to it there from Barry.
Love the attacking mindset of the Vikings.
Woods, turnaround just short. Castiglia rebounds.
Yeah, and if you're Woods, you can't hang your head. That's going to happen. You got to work hard. You're going to get those opportunities. Your team needs you. I think Caleb Berry needs a touch on inside the paint for Lockport. It's been a while since he's got a scoring opportunity.
Three-point attempt. It is a splash. Jake Castiglia.
And Castiglia, once again, Grand Island saying, you're bigs, you're going to have to come out and guard us.
Largest lead of the game now for the Vikings. 5-point advantage, 43-38. 6 minutes left. Petricone gets it inside to Woods. He gets himself back to the stripe.
Two huge free throws here for Woods. You see the hands on the hips. Coach Simpson said they're going to have to make the bigs work tonight, and Grand Island has.
Too strong on the first toss from Woods. He's got one coming.
Noah Bowman coming back in the game for the Vikings. So Coach Gilson keeping the defenders fresh for Lockport.
1 of 2 for Woods. He's got 10 in the game, and it's a 4-point lead now, Grand Island.
And according to our scoreboard, Grand Island has 4 timeouts remaining. Lockport has 3 timeouts remaining. 5 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Great. Little flex offense here.
Wilkie gets the step, gets the finish, and one.
And that's exactly what Coach Simpson wanted. Okay, that's flex offense, a lot of screening. You know, an offense that was traditional in the 80s and the 90s. Coach Simpson has been running it for years. That's a golden example of patience, getting your teammates open, and then your best player going to the basket for a three-point opportunity. But again, Jace misses a free throw. So Grand Island's going to have to hit their free throws if they're going to finish this game on top.
Once again, Grand Island enjoying a new largest lead of the game, this time a 6-point lead.
Yeah, and more great defense by number 13, Jonathan Neville, face guarding Charlie Croft.
Long skip pass over. Petricone gets his way in, little hesitation, and draws the foul with a finish.
Yeah, and Petricone kind of looked like that same exact situation that Wilkes had over here in the corner, the shot fake and the shifting of the feet, but I think he might have got away with a travel. But
if he got away with it, it was because the pump fake was so well-timed. One of the lost arts of the finish inside that little hesitation pump. Don't worry about what the feet are doing. Watch the ball.
Yeah, and another missed opportunity for the Lions converting the three-point play. 5 minutes on the clock.
Nice job by Woods getting up and breaking that pass attempt down by Neville. Stays with the Vikings. In and out from Wilkie. Kept alive by Neville. Wilkie drives in. No call. Grand Island coaches really want one. They're not getting one.
Yep, and official Jed Jacoby said, he made the motion that it was all ball.
Kraft cannot get that shot to fall. Rebound, Petricone gets his own rebound, tries it again off of the turnaround.
Jump.
Now Woods. And Woods back to the charity stripe. He's got a lot of attempts tonight.
Devontae Petricone, the shots didn't fall, but hats off for the outstanding effort attacking the offensive glass. And then Woods gets the third offensive board.
Woods hits his first on this trip. He has gone 1 of 2 his last 2 trips to the line.
And the point I'm making there, center court, is that has been Lockport's best offense here in this fourth quarter is simple offensive rebound. We get a timeout by Coach Gilson.
Timeout by Coach Gilson. We'll be back in 6. Oh, excuse me. It's a 30-second. He had a 30-second left. We'll stay with you.
And I know from experience that Lockport, one of their MOs of Coach Gilson's program is to always be relentless on the boards. There's been many close games I've coached here in this building, and in that fourth quarter, it's almost like they go after it like the game is going to be won on the boards, and that's exactly what you need. So if you're Grand Island, you better commit to the defensive glass and get a body on, and you're going to have to go after every rebound like the game depends on it, because it does. So right now it looks like Coach Gilson, he's going to stay in man for man. That means he does not want to give any clean looks to this great three-point shooting team of Grand Island.
And we approach the midway point of the final frame.
Great active hands there by Charlie Croft. Charlie says, I can play a little defense too.
Here's Neville. Guarded by Croft. Christian. 7 seconds now on the shot clock. Wilkie sees it, pops the long three.
Yeah, in that possession there, Jace just kept coming to the ball. He has to understand that his team is hitting shots. Everyone's contributing. Just stay in the flow of the offense and trust your teammates. And then in those situations where it's late in the clock, then do what you do.
Nice rebound by Christian. Kick to the wing. Castiglia nails it.
And there's a perfect example. Trust your teammates.
That's his third triple of the second half, his fourth of the game.
Beautiful shot, beautiful pass, on time, on target. And again, I just reiterate, Caleb Berry, who averages 15 points a game, has not taken a shot other than a couple of two-handed dunks. He needs touches. But you know what? He's got to beg for it.
And Woods tried to poke it so that he could get in front of the defender and take the ball. The defender wouldn't let him by. Nice rejection in transition. That's Noah Bowman.
And now Lockport not sprinting back on defense. I just saw two Lions looking up at the clock, the two bigs.
It's a good thing Noah Bowman got back because he saved that score. That was an easy score coming up for Grand Island. And we got a full timeout coming up on the floor. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the Empire Electric Center Court Game of the Week.
Western New York Immediate Care. Since 2005, our hometown urgent care walk-in clinics have been committed to providing the highest quality urgent care for the Western New York community. With 4 convenient locations in Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, and Orchard Park. We are open every day, including holidays. Walk-ins welcome or reserve a time. We have on-site labs and x-rays, and you'll always see an in-person provider. Visit wnyimmediatecare.com.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal.
Back in the Lions' Den at Lockport High School. Grand Island with a 48-43 lead over Lockport. Center Court Game of the Week from Empire Electric. 2:48 remains. Coach Mountain, what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking 2:48. Both teams got to be asking themselves 2 questions. What do we want and how bad do we want it? Okay, that previous possession, Lockport basically jogging back on defense. Well, that doesn't tell me they want this win. They're going to have to dig in and understand that they're going to have to go out and earn this game. For Grand Island, just continue to execute and knock down shots.
Like that one, Zach Christian, number 5 from downtown. It's an 8-point lead, the biggest of the game for Grand Island. They lead by 8. They've won 8 straight.
And they're attacking on defense with trapping, but Jace, there's no reason to hack at that ball. Okay, Wilkie's got to clean up his discipline on the defensive end because that's the 5th foul, and now Lockport gets free throws out of it. Okay, so it's great to be disciplined, or it's great to have energy on the defensive end, but in order to have intensity and energy, you have to have good technique.
Well said.
2:17 on the clock, 8-point game, 2 huge shots right here. And this is what you don't want to see from the Lions, the body language. You know, like, are we going to lose this game? No, you cannot watch that scoreboard. Right now you're thinking 2 things. Get stops and score. Stops and score. Attack. Long ways to go.
Second shot goes for Petricone. 7 points in the game for him. 7-point deficit for the Lions.
Good ball movement. Excellent player movement.
2 minutes left. Brown's shot missed. Nice defense by Barry.
Tough shot there by
Chance
Brown.
to cut it to 6 or.
They're double teaming Croft to get the ball out of his hands and make other Lions beat him. Barry has a foot advantage on the inside. He's got to ask for the ball and beg for it.
Nice job by Croft.
Yeah, really nice
5-point
job.
game.
Way to attack. Go off 2 feet. Minute 32 on the clock.
Neville to the corner. Brown.
And what?
Yeah, I don't know why Grand Island's chucking up a 3 that quick on that possession.
What grade is Dane in? Did you say a sophomore?
Dane's a sophomore.
That's why. Okay, he's young. He needs to understand time and score situations. More face scouting from, and there.
Foul on Wilkie as Noah Bowman drives in. They didn't need that either.
No. And again, that's not good technique.
So that'll put Bowman right at the line. You know, the injury to Mike Griffin, there's another player, Noah Bowman, who's gotten extended minutes tonight, and he has absolutely done the most with them. big three off the bench, a couple nice defensive plays, great energy. When the energy has been lacking from others from this Lockport team in the second half, Bowman is so happy to get his chance to play that he's been bringing the energy. Not bringing the free throw shooting, though. Missed both attempts there, and another trip back to the line. This time it's going to be Croft.
All right, if we can get a replay here, we're going to see. Okay, we missed not a good block out. Looks like the one player might have got him. The block looked good from behind, but these are the things that you have to pay extreme attention to detail. The free throw, the defensive block out from the free throw. Okay, it's got to be rebounded by Grand Island. It's 4 versus 3.
Kraft is perfect on the free ones in the second half, and he's got his team back to within 3 points. 60 seconds left in the game. It's going to be an exciting finish. Kraft guarding Neville. Now up top, KJ Wilkes not KJ Wilkes.
Fresh clock. Timeout. Excellent timeout by Coach Simpson. 45 seconds, so it looks like we're going to have about an 11-point difference between the game clock and the shot clock, so it'll be interesting to see what Grand Island does. I'm going to go ahead and assess that they're going to come out and run that flex offense, try and look for an easy backdoor layup off a back screen or a cross screen, bleed some clock, and then hope that it's in their best player's hands late in that shot clock so he can get downhill, get in that paint, collapse the defense, either take a good shot or kick it out for a three-pointer. That would be the perfect offensive possession. On the defensive side, it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Gilson comes out and just plays this possession straight up. So he gets the last shot. With being a one-possession game, he would get the ball back with about anywhere between 11 and 15 seconds, if that were the case, or if he comes out with a little trap of his own. Looks like the ball's going to be taken out on the baseline. So first things first, get the ball inbounds, see if we could score off an inbounds play, but if we don't, pull it out, run some clock. But
it's the most interesting thing to me is to see how Lockport comes out for this, because 34 seconds left on the shot clock, 45 left in the game. If Grand Island can take the shot clock down and score, the game's effectively, it's a tough position for Lockport to be in. So if I'm Lockport, I'm going for a quick steal here and then thinking about putting them at the line.
Yep.
And trying to extend the game.
And I think Caleb Berry's got one huge play left in this game. He's been quiet. I think he's going to make it. All right, here we go.
Neville up top, guarded by Croft. 40 seconds left.
Yep, flex.
Christian gets it over to Dane Brown.
Ooh, that was an opportunity for a steal. There's your double team. Don't hold it. 15 on the clock.
25 left in the game.
Travel.
Wilkie turns the ball over. Lockport gets the stop they needed. And now they have to make the decision if they're going to look for a three-pointer or if they want to go for a quick score. I got a feeling Lockport's going to go for a quick score out of this timeout.
Well, Cameron Rodriguez, hats off to you for the defensive effort there, forcing the turnover from the great scorer, Jace Wilkie. So, center court, you are saying that you think Coach Gilson is going to try and get someone downhill towards the basket for a quick score and possibly a three-point play, and then an offensive rebound from the bigs. That's where you're going?
Yep, and if they just score straight up and cut it to a one-possession game, a quick foul, and let's extend it, and let's take our chances that way.
Okay.
If you come out and you're looking for that three-point shot, you're living for it. You're taking time off the clock, and you've got to make that three. So I'm a little more of a advocate in this situation of the quick score.
Okay, not going to disagree with that, especially with Mike Griffin, who leads the team in threes, is off. After that, we've got Charlie Croft with 19 threes, and the next player is Cameron Rodriguez with 3. So
yeah, it just hasn't been their game tonight, Lockport, from the perimeter. They've only gotten 1 here in the second half, 3 all day, and 2 of those came right off the bat from Croft in the early going. So that would be my approach, but we're going to find out what they do. It's going to be an exciting finish. 21.1 ticks on the clock. Center Court Game of the Week from Empire Electric. And no, we're not going to. We're going to get another timeout from Chris Simpson, Grand Island. So now we're going to use this timeout to throw it over to our sponsors one more time. Take a quick break. We'll be right back here.
Need an electrician? Empire Electric is your residential wiring specialist. New builds, service upgrades, lighting, generators, you name it, Empire does it with hundreds of 5-star reviews that speak for themselves. Call Empire Electric today for your free estimate.
Education has power. Binghamton University students discover.
Back to the Lions' Den, 21.1 ticks. Lockport down 3 points here.
Okay, they've got a switch. It looks like Wilkie is face guarding Croft.
12
Coach
seconds.
Gilson is going to go for the three-point shot.
They are playing for the three-point shot. Here's Croft up top. Step back. Now he drives in. Needs to get it back out to the perimeter, and he does. Cameron Rodriguez short on that three-point attempt. Grand Island hangs on, earns the victory. They improve to 9-0, taking down the number 6 large school in Western New York. Grand Island is moving on up in the rankings with a big road win, and they are fired up.
Hats off to Coach Simpson and his entire program. Coming from Bobby Ross, the modified coach, the junior varsity came in here and won the game versus Lockport for the first time in a long time. And congratulations to Coach Simpson. He's really been working hard. He's a long-time coach here with the program, from going back from coaching with Greg Ross and Ron Christoph. So good for Coach Simpson and Grand Island. And sky's the limit for this program and for Lockport. Hey, you got to come together and say, we lost our second leading scorer tonight. We weren't expecting that, but that's basketball and that's life. Time to move on. We're on to the next game Friday.
A huge credit to Grand Island, too, for the defense that they played tonight. Holding Lockport to just 48 points, a team that comes in averaging 70 points a night, to hold them to just 48 points. How about that defense, Coach Mountain? I know you like defense.
Absolutely. They played great defense, and they battled that high-low offense with the bigs. I was still surprised that Caleb Berry didn't get more touches in this game. He's had such a great season thus far, and Caleb leads the team in shot attempts with 90. So to see that Caleb only had a couple shot attempts, and one was off the play where the player was triple teamed and he just happened to be underneath the basket. So I think that's something that Lockport will look back on and say, hey, as a team, we got to get Caleb some shot opportunities other than just an offensive rebound and putback if they're going to balance out the scoring without the great scorer Mike Griffin not being able to play this coming Friday.
So 3 Vikings finish in double figures in the game, 2 of them with 15 points. I'm going to go ahead and throw the player of the game tonight to Zach Christian's contributions off the bench. 5 big triples. That absolutely changed the course of this game and what ended up being a 3-point win. He and Jace Wilkie each with 15 points for Grand Island in this victory, while Jay Castiglia, who had 4 triples of his own, finishes with 14 points.
And great defense by Jonathan Neville as well.
Yeah, and Neville was fantastic defensively all night, as we took the time to highlight. And for Lockport, led by a game-high 16 points from Charlie Croft, 12 points from Maurice Woods tonight, who they looked inside to quite a bit, especially in the second half, and 10 points from Caleb Berry.
Yep, and for Grand Island, they're going to continue to play the large schools of the NFL. They've got Wheatfield coming up on 17th, Friday. Then they've got the non-league matchup versus Orchard Park, which is an excellent non-league game that Coach Simpson set up. And then North Tonawanda. And then they go back to playing the smaller schools of the league. So that Grand Island has put themselves in a very, very good position to not only win that small schools NFL, but maybe the whole thing.
Into the meat of their schedule, and they ate good tonight. For Lockport, their next game is a week from tonight, and it's at LOCKPORT.
Okay.
And it's a 6:30 tip over there. So Lockport will have a week to try and get right, look at what went wrong tonight, get to work on that. Hopefully give Mike Griffin some time to heal and maybe get him back in the lineup in a week from now.
Absolutely. Hopefully Mike can get back in, but they better be ready because Lockport is for real this year. They shoot it very well, and that's always a very difficult place to go in and try and win a basketball game. But
So thanks so much to everybody who tuned in tonight. We hope we picked up a couple extra viewers with cancellations and a couple extra viewers. Now that we are global, this is available worldwide, the Center Court Game of the Week. I want to throw a special thanks to Frank Wolf back at headquarters for setting us up, for being the leader of this whole production, to Heidi, our producer, to Coach Ryan Mountain and Pat Schwab for the great camera work, and as always, our sponsor, Empire Electric, for making this all possible. Grand Island moves to 9-0 and moves up in the rankings. Center Court Game of the Week from the Lions Den. Good night.